Hello and welcome to this presentation by Andre Anglin. This is my Database 2 assignment um, recording demo. In this recording I will show you what I've done for my assignment, explain a few things. Okay, so if we go first over here, um, we were asked by the client to create a carpool system in which their faculty members or anyone who have access, for example, admin, could update, for example, records of cards or records of who's reserved each card, things like that. The cards could be used to go to different locations. So this is all information I took into account when I was creating the ERD. The ERD was the first thing I did before creating the database, as this is important in terms of setting up how each entity and attribute will be relevant for what's been asked by our client. So if we go down to the ERD, each entity is shown here. So we've got vehicle, department, trip completion, faculty member, reservation form, maintenance form, checkout, and location. If we go down, you can see a description of which entity was chosen to connect each entity and why I chose those entities. I've highlighted the entities in green so you know which entities in each description was being discussed. Here is the finished article where all my tables have the relevant relationships, including why like for example, optional instead of just the one-to-one relationship or one-to-many. The reason I made optional, for example, is explained above. Here's the finished database when everything has been forward engineered from MySQL Workbench. Here you see my schema and all my tables in the schema and tables. This was forward engineered and this is the end product. Data definition language, this is what basically tells command line what table to create and what to put in those tables in terms of attributes in columns. So I've highlighted for you to make it easier. The primary keys will be red and foreign keys will be yellow. See here, it selects the schema from my MySQL Workbench, and then it will create in DB my student number, which is what my database is called, all these tables, for example, reservation form. And what it does is specify the primary keys and their data type, so that's a medium int. I left it as that just so like we could have an example, but you could change that easily to int11 if the IDs of, for example, forms and more, but obviously that wasn't specified. So, but yeah, they all show you primary keys of other tables, which are foreign keys in this table. So it's vehicle ID, vehicle is the vehicle primary key. This is all shown below in the constraints section. And it will show you all the foreign and primary keys in this section down here. This is the same for every single one. I've set them to not null because I don't want them to be able to enter no value. A value must be entered into the database to ensure there's no spaces. This didn't go totally to plan. In my vehicle table, as there were gaps, but even though I've specified it here, some have managed to. I've not been able to figure out why that's happened, but we'll discuss that a bit later. So moving forward, we get to the queries. So certain queries were required by the client. I haven't been able to do all of them. Some I realized later on, for example, the vehicle table, I didn't specify department. So, for example, where it's asked to display the department that has done a particular reservation or a vehicle that has been used by a department, because I haven't specified department in vehicles or in reservation, I cannot obviously make a stored procedure to call all the names that meet that requirement. So those ones I've had to leave. I haven't had time. But the ones that have got here have been tested. For example, select sum, that exactly as well. That will return the sum of the mileage for all vehicles, not the department who did it though, because obviously I didn't finish that. But here are screenshots of my queries doing the relevant transactions. So that's the sum one. This is the maintenance day where the BMW is selected and it brings all the maintenance days. These are all ones that have been shown as working. Availability, select stuff from vehicles where availability is available. So yeah, those are working there. This is just the database. I use generatedata.com to fill the database with arbitrary data. Vehicles, I use this for the crude software interface. So I've had to remove the data that I did because for some reason it has managed to get blank spaces, as you can see here, which did cause a problem. So what I've done is just dropped the table, created another table and added the records manually from the website so that you can see that works. But everything else has still got the data that I put in there still. So if we go ahead over to the front user, here I've already created a record and added it. So if I load the database from scratch, okay, so that gives me nothing there. But when you load the database, obviously it will give me the record I've already added. But I can add another record here, so I'll do that quickly. Just doing capitals. Okay, so I'll add that record. Okay, so you see how it's added there. What I'll do is go into my database and select from vehicles. Now you can see there's 2 records in there. If I go back over here and delete one record, and if I select again, only one record now appears back there. So that shows that the update and delete's working fine. The modifier has a bit of an issue. If I, for example, change the field to 200, my database, it only comes back as 20 still. Not sure why that's happened, but it's one of those things I could work on and figure out eventually. But given the time, I haven't had time this time. If I go back across here, for this, each one had its own page in terms of PHP code that would enable it to create, read, update, or delete. So if we go across to here, the delete function, this is the query that enables it. Basically what it does is it deletes from the vehicle table where the ID equals, and then it will get the ID that it needs, and then it will delete that ID from the table together. Insert is the offset. It will insert into a certain reg number, but what it does, it posts the new reg number that you've done, and then that allows it to update the table if there's anything, or if there isn't anything in it. So basically it just selects stuff from where the reg number equals the reg that you've just entered. Go to open reads the database and opens. So all it does is, like we've done in car online here, select stuff from vehicles, and then it returns everything that's in the vehicles table. It connects using this link MySQL Connect, and the link closes after I've decided I've finished. Updates the same. It gets the ID, so it uses the get function, and what it does there, it replaces the reg number that you've chosen with the new reg number, and then when I reload the database, it updates instantly, so I can see the rows that have been updated. Okay, and these are my references. Thank you for taking the time to listen, and I hope this has been a good experience. It's been a good experience for me, so thank you.